What's going on, everybody? Charlize Walker of Lisa's Business Enterprise here with the final installment of my part three series, talking about some ideas that help your organization with fundraising activities. So this is the final one. So this last part, I will be talking about like marketing campaigns and special events. This is something that is probably going to take a lot of manpower. It can be like moderate to high cost. So your organization definitely probably will have to be in a position financially to do some of these activities and be able to maintain some of these activities. But the benefits of, doing a marketing campaign and a special event is to keep current donors donating and to keep them informed. Again, it's a lot about all that cultivation, keeping them informed. Where are their money going? They want to know. So, especially with a campaign, a marketing campaign, because usually the marketing campaign is a lot to do with your current donors, but it can branch out to get new donors as well. So it depends on what your goals and what your strategies are into doing so. So let me get into a marketing campaign, which a marketing campaign can involve, mailing newsletters because there is a generation out here that actually still would like a newsletter in the mail. Our organization personally does a newsletter we send out to our email list of subscribers, but there is a generation that whatever your organization does to serve the community, first you got to know who really is involved or piques their interest on what you do to even send them a newsletter, and how do they get into your list, right? So this is the point of the mailing campaign. So the other thing is mailing the donor requests, letters, and envelopes. If you ever I know you probably have had something in the mail where something came to you and they asked for a donation. They had the letter and they had the envelope already, and sometimes they already put the stamp on there. So, and it tell you a little bit about the organization. You're like, I've never donated to them before, but somehow they got your name and your information because it's a list that you can, get obtained for the area if they're interested. Again, it has to be someone interested in what you're doing. So it is certain lists out there, probably not for free, that you can get by and say, is this person interested in workforce development, or is this list, you can kind of situate it. How, I don't know how they do it, but it is companies out there that do it, and this one is like derived under nonprofits, so it is probably good. I can't think of the name of it right now. If I do, I'll put it in the description somewhere. But you can mail those letters to that list. You can do it that way. But I would say it can be costly because you can print the stuff yourself, but you still gotta have paper. But if you get a company, depending on how many you're sending out, it can be costly. And I have seen that a lot of other organizations, mid-sized to larger, they spend thousands of dollars on doing a mail letter campaign. But I will say the USPS offers a bulk rate discount to nonprofits. They do have a form on their site. You have to fill out the form, put all the information, and you have to go up to your local USPS branch that serves your address, your code, your address to your organization, and the cost um, will be discounted if you sending out a large bulk of letters. But again, the cost can be thousands. I've seen people say like 1,400, 2,000, 3,000, but then you got to think about your return on your investment. Um, if I'm sending out thousands of dollars worth of letters, how many people are actually going to donate? And then again, that's a cost, a fee, associated with your organization that you want to recover as well. But at the same time, you're trying to grab some new people or grab some old donors to donate or donate more. Another thing you can do is, I would say, be involved in major stewardship. Sometimes that is identifying your whoever you call your top dollar donators. And it could be 500 for your organization, or it could be $1,000, or it can be 5,000. Depends on your organization. But the key is with major stewardship is to um, build and retain and be able to give that information of where my money going, right? What are we doing in our organization, and how is their money benefiting your organization? Where is it being spent to, so that they can know, like, hey, I'm interested in, again, we do workforce development. What are y'all doing now? How is everything going? So it's maintaining that relationship. And one thing you could do is have a major stewardship plan. Again, this is part of the plan. And then don't get too stagnant on plans. Again, next year you can revisit and revise. Okay, I'm always going to say that. But Network for Good has a donor stewardship plan, because this is going to be an outline of your organization's process and strategy to keep your donors engaged, your top donors, and show their impact. What I was just saying, show their impact and build lasting relationships. As long as you keep communicating, a lot of things that organizations for their top major stewards is, they it's something separate that they do differently for their regular donors. We'll say thank you to our regular donors, but our top donors, you may want to give them a gift or something like that. If you can afford it, you may want to give them a more fancier pen, and with the letter or something like that, say thank you for that. So that's something that you can do or think about doing, again, if your organization has the money. Because if you have a lot of top donors and you giving them all this nice fancy pen and lapel or something else to show that you thank them and you keeping in touch with them, you want to make sure it makes sense for your organization as far as the cost it would go. And the last thing I would say, in special events such as a gala or award ceremony, the award ceremony, these things, again, you can sell tickets to, and a gala is usually the top dollar ticket. We ain't talking about 25, $30. Again, the plan is to identify people that will come, usually with your major stewards, or something like that, or people in the community, the mayor, something like that, that will come to your gala if they know your organization well. Again, this involves cultivating, going out in the community, and know who will participate, or maybe other key leaders in the community as well. And it could be nonprofit leaders as well that will come to this ceremony or come to the gala. And and again, it'll be more manpower and may include more money. So even though this is something that would maybe high end if you're starting off, you probably won't want to do that right now if you don't have the funds. But it's maybe something you can think about doing later on down the road. Okay, once you get to know more people, more key letters. As you cultivate, you will meet a lot of people. I guarantee if you're out there doing these things, doing these events, going out there meeting people. You can be like, have a goal like me. I try to go out once a month and try to meet someone new, or reconnect. Or I always reconnect because I'm always in the store. So I always meet and talk to some of the managers and stuff that I do engage with. So, and just try to keep bases with them. It's a natural thing. You just be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And stuff like that. How's everything going? Sometimes I don't have time to talk about my organization, but they know who I am. So I hope the identifying these three well, I want to say these different ways help you with your fundraising activities. Again, you can just Google some different things. Again, I talked about in the last video, the Google list were from A to Z, different things you can do, and it's all tons of different things that you can do to help your organization. Again, you can choose the one that makes sense for your organization in order for you to do. You can do something different, but again, I just wanted to give you some ideas. So hope this help your organization. And let me know what you tried. Okay.